they will fall back on probably, okay, yeah, I'm being recorded. Or they will fall back on the old-fashioned marketing, which is good too. But we're going to talk about why things have changed since then. Old-fashioned marketing, well, back in the day when I was passing out or doing some kind of marketing, back in the day, way, way, way back in the day, I had to go around and pass out flyers and put them on the cars and, go stop at the churches and drop them off in the vestibules and, just get out there and put in the barbershops and things like that. We don't have to do that in the 21st century. So that is the beauty of this whole thing. So I thank you all for allowing me to come into your atmosphere and to cipher with you today. And I'm not going to be long-winded because I can tend to be, but today is my off day, so I'm just going to relax and just give you some of my pointers that I took note of. And, if you have any questions at the end there, please feel free to ask me. And I don't know everything in the universe, but I know websites and I know web hosting and I know this area because I've been doing it for 10 years. And I'm not talking about doing it plus working a job. I'm talking about I quit my job to do this. So this is what I do 24/7. Well, I'm not going to say 24/7. That would be the untruth. But I do sit here at least 12 to 14 hours a day working with people and their visions and helping them to put their vision onto canvas, which we now know as the internet. So with that being said, I'm going to just, if it's okay with Miss Tracy, I'm going to go ahead and just go through my little key points here. And when I'm done, anyone have any questions can ask. Is that okay with you?
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the topic of today is online marketing. And my firm, we offer online marketing. But to be honest with you, I have limited knowledge in online marketing, but I have enough to get you out there, to get you going, and to get you to where you need to be, and enough knowledge to get you to understand why it's important to have online marketing. And the reason why I said that, I made that disclaimer, is because there are people out there who actually do marketing for a living, like constantly. They constantly do marketing. They don't do websites or they don't do anything else. All they do is online marketing, and that's not my firm. We don't just do online marketing. We offer that as a service, but our main thing is to help you to get online, to establish your web presence, to establish, not just establish any web presence, but establish a good web presence, a nice web presence, and an effective web presence. Because let's face it, anybody can go online. If you have an email address right now, you're online. You're not sending any emails unless you're online. If you're on Facebook or any of those other social media, you're online, so you already have a certain type of web presence. You have that. But now was the time, if you're getting into business or you're already into business, now was the time to take that online marketing to a big, deeper step, because you want to keep progressing in it and you can't stay where you are. And we're going to talk about, if I can get to that point, about social media, because I love social media, but it has its place in the online marketing world. So I'm just going to talk about marketing online, the 4 components that I put here that helps when I'm talking to my clients and how we help to do their to get their marketing going as far as online marketing. So there's actually 4, but I want to put the first 2 together. 1 and 2 I want to put together. The first one is positive branding. Okay.
Write that down.
Well, actually, we're going to say branding complete. Let's say branding for a blanket, an umbrella blanket. We're going to say branding.
Okay.
And under those 2, we're going to put positive and negative. That's how we're going to do that. Okay, so we got positive and we got negative branding. Okay, all right. So, and then after that, we're going to put, when I say there's going to be a second part, number 2 is going to go with this. Number 2 is product quality. So we got branding and product quality is what we're going to discuss together. Those are 2 separate things, but we're going to put them together because they go hand in hand with each other. Okay, so positive branding. When I talk about positive branding, I like to use as a concept, because I'm much of a scenario learner, which means that if you give me a scenario of something, I can grasp it real quickly. So I teach the way I get it. Okay, so hopefully this will be helpful to you. But I like to use McDonald's, and what I call it McDevils because I don't eat it. But if anybody eats it, I'm not trying to offend you, but that's what me and my family call it because we don't really mess with McDevils too much. But anyway, let's be respectful and say McDonald's, because McDonald's, the reason why I say them is because, one, everybody knows it. I mean, you can go in every part of the country, the world, you're going to know what those golden arches are, okay? If anybody on here says, I've never seen them, I want to know where were you living for the last 10, 15, 20 years, I mean, whatever. Everybody knows what McDonald's is. Whether you eat it or not, you know it's there. You know it's present. And the reason why you know it's present is because of the positive branding. That's why you know it. Now, let me tell you what positive branding is. Positive branding is when you have a product or a service and people like it, and they go tell other people, and those other people tell other people, and those people tell other people, and now you got a whole bunch of people trying to get to you because based on the experience that someone has had with you, okay? The positive branding is the fact that, hey, when you see these golden arches, you know you're going to get these particular hamburgers. You know you're going to get this particular drink or fries, or they got their own, still talking about McDonald's. They have their own distinctive taste and their own, you know. So when you see golden arches, you think about that kind of food. And if you eat it, you know you crave it. I want some of that. If you don't eat it, you go, oh, look at the, you know, I don't like that type of food. My point is, somebody had to have tasted McDonald's food and had to have told someone else. So we're talking about many years ago when they didn't have online, didn't have internet. So we're talking about people had to actually love the food and tell everybody else about the food, which caused people to come to the restaurant, which caused them to tell other people. People coming from out of town come to the restaurant, tell other people from their town, and then it grows like that. That is positive branding. So now McDonald's got their branding down so cold that they don't even need a picture or a word. Have you noticed that?
Nothing.
Not a picture or a word for McDonald's. All you see is a golden
arch. That's it.
That's it. That's all you see. Well, you know, for folks who don't know what arches are, that's what it is. It looks like a gold M. It's a gold M, y'all. No fancy pictures, no flowers coming out, none of that, you know, nothing sparkling. It's just a gold M. And the reason why it's effective is because it has placed itself in everybody's subconscious mind about what it is, what they provide, what food they provide, what service they provide. And if there's things there that you like, you're going to always associate with that. So that's what positive branding is. Your brand has went out amongst the people, and people like it, and they tell other people, and they come back to you. That's how you bring your clientele in. Now, the negative branding, of course, would be the opposite of that, okay? Let's just use, well, you know, I'm not going to do that because I don't like to be talking bad about nobody else's business. You know, when you're in business, you got to choose your words carefully. So we're going to deal with McDonald's only because McDonald's don't seem to have a problem going out of business. No matter how much teaching has been out there about their food, how many videos, I don't care what you have seen about McDonald's out there, they still keep bumping. They just built one close to my house. It's not affecting them. Their branding and everything is on point, and it's not affecting them as we would like for it to, for those of us who don't eat it. But the negative branding, let's just say that, you know what? I take that back. I just have one for negative branding. Let's use CNN. Okay, so all this time CNN's been out there and been the big news and the news place to go and everybody's watching it and it has a good positive brand, and everybody went to CNN because they knew they saw the CNN, which is just some letters, nothing fancy, no flowers, no singing, no nothing, no bouncing, no flashing, just a CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Now, today, it's getting negative feedback about CNN. So now the branding is slowly turning from, I shouldn't even say slowly, but it's turning from being a positive brand that it once was now to a negative brand. So now when some people see CNN and they heard about the negativity of what is going on with CNN, they'll think, oh, I'm not going to watch that. And I'm speaking from experience because I see CNN and I turn it because I don't even want to watch it. That's just me though. But I'm just giving you an idea of the difference between positive and negative branding. The point is, both of them, you're going to get yourself out there. But do you want to get yourself out there with a negative branding? Or do you want to get yourself out there with a positive branding? That's what you got to think about. 1 and 2, again, the branding and the positive branding, the branding and the product quality goes together, because if your product or your service is not quality, then your branding will go more towards the negative branding. And if you're not looking for a negative branding, then you better not give out no negative product or no negative service. You know, now granted, you're going to get some people who may not like your service or whatever, but it is what it is. This is the world. That's how it operates. You'll be okay with that. But for the majority of the time, if you don't have people that can speak on your behalf and say your services and your works are good, then your branding can go more towards a negative branding. And I hope that I'm making myself clear with that. And I'm saying that because I don't want people to just jump online and be like, okay, here it is. You know, this is what I'm offering you. And you haven't taken the time to really dig into making sure that your product or your service is quality. Listen, y'all, I'm like I said, I'm busy 12, 14 hours a day, but I constantly try to find time to work on my own personal stuff, my own personal business, you know, because I have to keep myself in there. I have to continue to move forward to produce quality. That's my whole thing. I want to produce quality. I don't want to produce anything to you that's not quality. And if you're not happy with it, I work to try to make you happy, because I want you to produce quality because I produce quality. Let's talk about, I'm trying to go through these notes real quickly. The third thing on my list is, remember there's 4. The third thing is audience target. And let me tell you what we're talking about again so you don't get confused. We're talking about
Makia? Makia? Makia?
Come on, phone. Get out.
Makia?
They muted me.
Okay, yeah, I apologize. I was hearing some.
Okay. I'm like, somebody muted me.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so what I was saying was that I want to go back and tell you that we're talking about marketing online, the 4 components of marketing online. The first, the 1 and 2, was branding, and the second one was product quality. Okay, the first one was branding with a positive and a negative. The second one is positive quality. Now we're going to go on to the third one, which is target. Pretty much who are you targeting to? You're going to do online marketing, that's cool, but who are you going to market to? I mean, if you're going to, let's say for instance with this group, if you're selling feminine products, you don't want to market to the gamers. You don't want to go into a gamer site and market to them. You don't want to go to join a gamer's a Facebook page and start marketing your yoni products. I mean, you can if you want to, but my point is you're going to be in a group of people who are not interested at that point of what you have going on. You got to be more tactful with your approach, I should say. You want to target people who you think that would be interested. And at this point, really, it's all female. It's feminine product. So, you know, you want all women. You don't care what color. You don't care if they got 1 nipple or 5 nipples. You want all women to be to want to be attracted to your product. You know, so that is your targeted audience. If that's what, you know, what you're going to end up doing, you want to target your audience. And so you have to be able to know where your audience is. Where does your audience hang out? That's another thing that we don't realize, because what happens in the actual natural reality world, that's what happens on the virtual world, online, the internet. So the same way here, when you're in the physical and people are gathering at clubs and conferences and meetings like this and, you know, different places, they do the same thing online. So where are people gathering? You want to sell feminine products. Where are people gathering who are interested in feminine products? Where is that place at online? That's what you want to do. You want to target your audience. You don't want to just put yourself out there, because you're going to be very disappointed if you just throw your stuff out there all over the place and you don't have a target audience. I'm going to use Tracy, for example. in this situation, because I noticed, like, let's say for instance on her social media, she has a target audience. You can tell when you go to her stuff, you know, she has products that can be for anybody, but you can tell her target audience is feminine wellness. So when someone sees the feminine wellness part of it, they already know that's a woman. They already know we're talking about female health and female parts and female love and female self-love and all of that. They know that's what that means. So you have to have our target audience, and you have to make sure you don't put your energy into different targets that is not going to benefit you. So don't be spending your time trying to target places that, you know, is going to reject what you got going on, because it's a waste of energy. Okay, so, and then the fourth thing on my list, excuse me, the fourth point on my list is methods of marketing. Again, this is the fourth component of online marketing. So your method of marketing, and that's what we're going to get into, talking about the different ways to do online marketing, because there are lots of ways to do it, but I'm only going to touch 3 today that I thought was more, you know, that be more useful for you. And if you have any questions that is not covered in what I'm bringing here, then feel free to ask that, and I'll do my best to answer it for you. But there are many ways. You're probably saying, she said she don't even do marketing. You know, that's not my cup of tea, but I know what it is because I've been doing it for 10 years. I'm online, and be honest with you, there was no way I could have gotten my own personal stuff out there without online marketing. And if I had time, I would tell you my own personal stuff, because it really is. It's not an overnight success thing. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes perseverance, it takes all these different things, and it also takes the correct method. Gotta have the correct methods. If you don't have the correct methods when marketing your product, whether it's online or offline, you won't get the outcome that you're looking for if you don't have the correct method, or should I say effective methods, okay? Because what method works for one may not work for another, so you have to kind of, get someone such as, our firm or somebody else's firm or whatever firm you're going to get that really understands on which method you need, which part of it you want to target, which method you should use to get your online marketing, because you may be strong already in the online, the website field or the social media field, but you might need help in another field. You know what I'm saying? So it's just good to always be able to do your research and to find different methods, or to connect with someone who can kind of narrow down the different methods that would be beneficial to your particular product or service. Okay, so here are the three ways to market online. So the 3 that I have here is virtual web properties, which everyone calls websites. We call them virtual web properties because that's technically what they are. You have social media, and then you have email marketing. But email marketing is low on my list because there's reasons why I don't really particularly like email marketing, and I'll share that with you when we get to that part. But those are 3 things that's on my list that are mainly used as far as marketing online, okay? And the first one is the virtual web property presence. And the reason why I'm starting with that one, and I mean websites, the reason why I'm starting with that is, number one, is because I want you to be able to hear this one and then the other 2 and kind of see the difference between all 3 of them when it comes to marketing. Because like I just said, marketing, some marketing techniques may work for some people and may not work for others, or it might be vice versa. So you got to kind of know which market or which method is good for you. And a lot of times it's good to incorporate all of them if you can. If you can incorporate all the methods, that'd be wonderful. The more you incorporate, the better it is. But you just got to make sure that it's not messy, and you got to make sure you're targeting the right audiences. So, so with the web property, again, I'm talking about websites, but you're going to hear me say web property. And the reason why I refer to them as web property, because when you purchase a website, that becomes your property. That is your virtual property online. Okay, that's like your walking billboard, if you will. That's like one of those big billboards you see going down the road. It's there. You know, you can't help but to see it. It's there. You know, people have to be on that road to see it, but everyone who's on that road will see that billboard that's up taller there in the sky. Well, it's the same way online. Your web property is really like a digital billboard where you go and you post your different activities or your different advertisements or your services or whatever you're doing. You use that particular billboard to post your things so that everyone else who is on your path can see. Now listen to what I'm saying here. That's on your path. So if if people are not searching for feminine wellness, then they're not on your path. So most likely they won't see your stuff pop up. Your site won't pop up. So that's what I mean when I say on your path. So it's a huge billboard. It's a really good billboard, and it's very effective because unlike the billboard that I just told you that you drive down the road and you see the billboard there nice and tall, this type of billboard is different. It's digital. This billboard can be passed on. It can be handed to other people. You can email it to other people. You can post it to other different groups. You can post it somewhere else. You take a screenshot of it. You can place it somewhere else. You can download it. There's a lot of things you can do with this particular billboard. So it's so much better. And believe it or not, it's much cheaper. I can guarantee you that. Another thing this particular billboard does that the traditional billboard does not do is that people from another part of the country can't see the billboard that's on the road. Only those who are on that path, right? So if you have a billboard, aka your web property, aka your website, you can actually project it over to the people in other countries to see it. They have plenty of women over there who need feminine products. You know, so that's what makes this particular billboard different. Wherever you place it, you're actually calling people to your path to come in to partake into your products or services that you're offering. I hope you got that because that was a lot heavy-winded stuff there. Anyway, so that's the web property. That's the website. One of the things that we do here is that when we have all kinds of people that come to us for help with their site. One type is that we have people come in who already have sites somewhere else, and they want them to be made over, or they're not being effective where they are, and they want to find another place that's effective. That's one of the reasons why people come over. They're looking for somebody to just give them a new look, and they're not getting it from their current web designer. Or they'll come over because they have heard, remember the branding? They heard that we hold people's hands. We actually walk you through the steps of your web property because we understand that, a lot of people who are coming to us have no clue about how the internet runs. All they know is I sign to Facebook, I post what I want to post on Facebook, and I'm done, and that's all they know. They have no clue that the way their web properties work are different than the way social medias work. They don't have any clue about that. And I'm going into social media. That's my second one on the list, so I'm going to go right into that. But I want to say this is that social media is a web property also. It's not your web property, it's somebody else's web property. It's Facebook's web property, or what's his name, Mark, whatever, whoever's owning it now, that web property belongs to them. So when you go on to Facebook, you're actually going on with all of your products and all your services and everything, and you're saying, hey, I'm going to abide by all the Facebook rules. I'm going to put my products here, even though I'm pretty sure 99% of the people have not even read Facebook's copyright services and terms. I can guarantee you that. Okay, I can guarantee you that. But I've read them. I always read terms and services and things like that because I write them. So of course I'm gonna read everybody else to see what they're talking about. But people bring their stuff on to Facebook, and because Facebook is good, there's billions of people on Facebook. things out there, but no one takes the time to read any disclosures, any disclaimers, anything on there. Do they own your pictures on Facebook when you post it? Do they own any of your products? Can they use your pictures and use them anywhere else? This is the kind of stuff people don't find out when they put their stuff on Facebook. But that's not my point. I just wanted to say that. My point is this, that that is someone else's web property, is not yours. So let's say, in a different type of world, let's say something happened with Facebook and they decide, you know what, we're shutting down, we're not going to do this anymore. Or something more worse than that, they can say, we're charging $150 a month to use Facebook. People will freak out. People will freak out. What do you mean you're charging? It says free right on your front page. They will freak out, and the majority of the people will probably drop off and not even use Facebook. I'm pretty sure if they got to pay $150 a month, they're not going to use Facebook. So my point, what I'm saying to you is that that's not your web property. If you have products and you have services, you owe it to yourself to produce your own web property, just in case Facebook decides they don't want you on their web property anymore. They can do that. It is legal. They don't have to have you on their web property. So if they decide they don't want you on there anymore, they want to charge you, what are you going to do? Do you have your own particular web property? Do you have, and when I say web property, I'm saying, do you have your own particular place to house your stuff for the public to see? Do you have your own particular place to sell your products for people to be able to get? Or are you relying solely upon social media? Okay. The other thing I want to say about this is that when I go look at the people that come and they want me to redo their sites or refresh their sites or make it over or whatever they want done to it, I noticed that a lot of people's sites are really outdated. Now, if you had your site for at least, I say, people say 2, I say 1 year, but people say 2 years. But if your site has had the same design or the same functions, or it just looks the same, exactly the same for the last 2 years, and has had done no changing at all, then your site is probably not effective. If it's effective, please tell me how you're doing it. I want to know how you're able to stay effective in the search engines and things like that with a site that is not functioning as it used to, because now it's 2 years old and there's a lot of things that's changed over the 2 years. The site is outdated, and let me say this too, speaking on this level right here. A lot of people who get these web properties, they think that as long as I have my web presence, I'm cool, I'm okay. But one of the things that I have, and Tracy will tell you, we done been, because she's been with me for a few years, but we done been around and around about this. I constantly say, I understand what you're saying about how it looks on the outside, but don't forget, I'm still working on how it looks from the inside, because not only am I helping you to produce your vision on canvas, I also have to pay attention to how the things work under the hood. And people who are coming who don't know anything about web properties or anything like that, they don't understand what happens in the back behind, in the hood. So a lot of people who are building sites, they don't really care that you know what's under the hood. All they want to do is build you your site and send you on your way. But that defeats the purpose. There's a lot of things that happens in the back. For instance, spiders that come knocking on your door and say, hey, you said that you sell feminine products, but when we came in, and this really happens, y'all, you can Google it and research if you want. You need to. When these spiders come knocking, and I'm just going to, put it in my version, but this is what happens. The spiders come knocking. Let's say if you put up a web property and say, I sell tires. The spiders, the Google spiders, I'm talking about the bots. They call them spiders. I call them web police, because that's what they do. You got the bots from Yahoo. You got the Bing. You got Google. You got all these different search engine bots that is looking for information for their speakers, for people who are on the line looking for stuff. So they're looking for information from people. So what the bots do is it'll pull up and say tires, and then it'll see a web property. Let's say you put one up that says I sell tires. Okay. So the bots go, hey, wait a minute. Here's a property that says They sell tires. They come into your site code and look to see if you're actually selling tires, or are you selling body wash. You know, if it comes in and it checks out your codes in your site and see that you're selling body wash and not tires like you said you were, what happens is you get demoted in the search engine. There's a demotion that takes place. So there's a lot of stuff that takes place behind the scenes that those who put up sites, those who go and they build, they do the WordPress and things like that. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is they fail to take care of the stuff behind the scenes, and people wonder how come they, the Google bots and things are not really recognizing their sites, and they're not really coming up in the search engine like they should. And that is the reason. It's because a lot of emphasis has been put on how it looks, but nothing has been really been put on the under the hood stuff or what happens when you're dealing with that. And that right there, as far as getting your stuff tweaked under the hood, that plays a big part of your online marketing, because if your stuff is not tweaked, I just gave you an example. If it's not tweaked right and the robots are not seeing what you're saying that you're doing, then they demote you. So how is that positive branding or positive online marketing if you're constantly getting demoted because your keywords are not right, your information is not right, or it's too confusing to navigate through your site? All these things go on, and guess why I know? There's some experience. I've been through that. Yeah, I'm just telling y'all, some experience. And not just my own experience from all of my other clients, not all of them, but some of them. But this is usually the case of why their properties are not really doing what they want them to do. And, you know, you really got to look at this as your property. This is your property. This is where, if you had a brick and mortar business, okay, because I used to have a bookstore. I had a brick and mortar bookstore, and I had an online bookstore. And eventually what I did was I just got rid of the brick and mortar bookstore and just had the virtual bookstore. It was much cheaper. It was much easier. People from all over the world were contacting me this way. They didn't have to come in. I didn't have to pay a water bill, a heat bill. I didn't have to do any of those things. I didn't have to work, you know. Go ahead, sis.
I said,
go ahead, come on.
You have to pay 2 rents, 2 light bills, 2 water bills, 2 nothing, because the overhead on a storefront is a lot. And you have to think about the marketing for your storefront as well. You know, people, they get really excited and they want this storefront, but you have to think, okay, how am I going to market this? How am I going to let people know that I'm here? We go tell Pookie and Ray Ray and Tanisha and them, and we think we tell them, and they supposed to tell everybody. And then when we open the doors, Pookie friends, Tanisha friends, and Ray Ray friends supposed to come up and through there, and it don't work like that. You might not never see them. And
you will be upset and hurt because you thought Pookie wanted your product. You already knew Pookie was not interested in your product. So why would you want Pookie to go and tell everybody else about your product? They don't even believe in your product. Okay, so that's why you got to do this yourself. You know, a word of mouth, like I said, word of mouth is good, but it's only good for those who have tried your product and services and loved it and told other people about it. You don't want Pookie to get it because they ask, if Pookie go and say, hey, come over here, Tracy has some sweet yoni tea on sale right now. And then you say, oh, what's that? And then they say, oh, it's just this tea she makes. It's for your yoni. Your yoni, what's that? Oh, you girl, you know your vagina, your coo, whatever you call it, your private, your coochie, whatever you call it. Well, what's good about the show? You know what I'm saying? It becomes like if Pookie don't have any education about it, Pookie ain't gonna help your brand. So you don't want to tell Pookie to go tell everybody. You want people that is interested in what you're doing and who are looking for what you are fulfilling their need. You are fulfilling their need. If you're fulfilling their need, and then it becomes positive for them. If you're just telling them, here go, I did that too, y'all. When I wrote my first book, because I've written about 5 now, I think. But when I wrote my first book, I gave them to people and said, hey, go pass them out. And yeah, that didn't work out too well. So what happened was I changed it and I said, you know what? I'm not going to have other people pass it out. I'm just going to pass it out to certain people, sign it and make it personal to them. And then when they read it, they'll like it, they'll pass it on. And guess what, sisters? That's exactly what happened. People were calling me from all over the place. Hey, I got your book at this conference. I was going through some hard times, and this person gave me a book. And I'm like, who gave you the book? Well, I don't know his name, but it was some person I met at the conference, and he had your book, and he said he read it, and this will help me. And that's how I started getting book orders. I had that first book that I wrote went into 4 different printings because of that. So all I'm saying is that you have to take control and take charge of your own presence, and social media, use that. Social media is the bomb. I love it. I love it so much. Well, probably not as many Facebooks as Miss Tracy, but I bet you I'm running neck to neck with her. I have a lot of Facebooks, and Twitters, and I have all of that because every time I get an idea, I make a Facebook page for it, or I make a Twitter page for it. And I know I'm not the only one that's crazy like that. I can't possibly be the only one. But they work good together because the reason why I love social media. And social media, let me make this clear. Social media should not be used as a standalone. Social media should be used as an additive.
Right.
Write that down. Write that down. It should not be used as your main focus, your main virtual property. It should not be used as your primary. No. You have to have a home, because I can guarantee you that when people come to your Facebook and see what you're serving or what you're selling, and they like those 2 things you put up, the next question in their mind is, where's their website? What's their web address?
Yep.
That's the next question in their mind. If you go meet people, I ran across this person at the store one time, and I was talking to her about some products I was selling or whatever, because I was out there marketing, passing out flyers and stuff. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. And I passed out these flyers, and she told me, she says, no, I don't really want your flyer. What is your web address? That's what she said to me. What is your web address? And of course I had one, but it was like, she didn't really want the flyer. She just wanted me to shut up talking, give her my web address, and let her go and decide for herself if this is what she want to do. So I learned from that. So that's why I'm saying it to you. Social media is not your primary, it's an additive. Because again, if they cut off social media, you don't want to be that sister or that business owner or that creatress saying, damn, now what am I going to do? How am people going to find me? How am I going to continue my sales? How am I going to continue putting my products out there? The only issue you will have is if they cut out internet totally altogether. That's it. You don't want to put yourself in a predicament of being attached to social media and no actual virtual wealth property of your own. The main reason why I push social media is because social media has an excellent robotic stage, if you will. And what I mean by that is that Facebook has a very high rate in the search engines. Usually, sometimes, if you look up somebody, if their web property doesn't pop up first, 9 times out of 10, their Facebook pops up first. If they don't even have a web property, Facebook gonna pop up first. Facebook and Twitter and all of these major social networks are going to pop up first. Google yourself and see. Just try it yourself. Google yourself and see what pops up. Facebook and Twitter and all your social media, they come up first. They're like top notch. So you definitely want them, because if they come up in these search engines and it's attached to your web property, hey, that's a win-win. That's free advertisement, and it's a win-win. Now you're bringing, and that's one of the questions I ask my clients when they contact me for my services. I ask them, how did you find me? How did you hear about us? Where did you find us at? And so that's why I'm able to tell you this, because I'm speaking from experience of people telling me how they found me. Okay. Another way that they have found me, to give you another idea, is that when I came into this business, I didn't realize that there were very few people of color who was doing this particular business. And so when I got into it, I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute, I need to set a roadmap for this. I need put a little notch right here for this, because as I started doing my research, because I researched to find out who all was doing this, who I was doing virtual online, who was doing these properties and hosting these properties. And when I did that, I actually compiled a list of the top 10 that I found, because it wasn't that many, y'all. It was very hard to find. And I did a top 10 list. I put it on my blog, and guess what? I started getting clients who were coming in saying, hey, I was looking for a black web hoster, and I typed in black web hosting, and I found you. Okay, I'm saying to myself, check, that's good, because I made sure that my keywords and everything was optimized to say black web hosting. I did that deliberately, so that was on purpose. So I got that. But then when she said, when he said, and one of the main reasons what made me want to come to you is because you actually listed other people, your competition. You didn't even list it as you were competing against them. You listed as you were helping them get business too, because they do what you do, because it's hard to find people like you. Okay, so I used my blog and my actual stuff as a walking billboard to say, hey, look, if you don't want my service, here go 9 others that you may be interested in. I've already tested them already for you. I've already went through their site properties. I've already, tested the functions of their site properties and all of that. And that's how they made the list. So what I'm saying to you is all these different things are good, but you must have your own web property. It's going to be healthy for you, your products, your business, and all that. I'm gonna move on because I'm staying too long dealing with this, okay? But and this is the kind of education, if you will. I call it web education, but this is the kind of information that I go over with my clients when we're dealing with this, because every last one of my clients will tell you by the time they are they're up and online, they have more knowledge of online presence than they did ever have in their whole entire life, because that's what I make sure. I make sure that you know. I don't want you to just come here and get a web property and then send you on your way, and then you're out there floating, and you're just floating, you're not being effective. Because as I always say, if you don't look good online, we don't look good online. So anyway, the email marketing is my third one, and I put that third on the list, and I really wasn't going to put it on the list because email marketing, it works for some people. So that's why I put it on the list, because it does work for some people. But I'm going to tell you why it's on the low totem pole of my particular list. Email marketing is only effective if the people who you are marketing to agrees to receive your marketing. I'll say it again. The people who are on your email address has to agree to receive email marketing from you. If you don't believe me, every time you receive an advertisement, scroll to the bottom of the email and see where it says they're supposed to tell you the reason why you're getting this. We're saying this to you because you have either signed up with us, or you're connected with this person, or you have inquired about our services on our website. And if you do not want to no longer receive this, please opt out and push this button. All emails who are sending information to you that is considered advertisement must legally have something like that at the bottom of their email, okay? So that goes back to what I just said. You don't grab a bunch of emails, let's say if you got 500 people on your email list, okay? Let's say if you send out your advertisement to all 500 of those people. Technically, you're not supposed to. But on the other side of that, because of the fact that they have already connected with you with your email, then they have already agreed to receive email from you. So at that point, they have to come and say, I don't want to receive it from you anymore. But why would you want to continue to send out your advertisement to people who are not interested in what you got going on?
And I just kind of want to incorporate on that one, because I know for me, I collect a lot of emails because of a lot of different services that I provide in doing my parties and doing my yoni steams, and doing womb wellness and doing classes, workshops, all of that. So I collect a lot of emails. My emails probably went up to almost 7,000 this past year, and only 500 people were opening them. And how I know is because I'm in constant contact and I check this. So what I do is I've learned how to go in every 3 months and I look into how many people has opened up my email within 3 months. If you opened at least one email within 3 to 4 months, I'll keep you. If you don't, I'll release you because you're just dead weight paying extra money for a service for people that's not even using it. So yeah, I get that about that email mark. So now I'm actually down to 500 from 7,000 to 500 on my email list. Now only about 280 people opening it. So I'm definitely getting rid of the dead weight.
Yes, yes, and that's the whole thing. And even and I believe I'm trying to see. Do I have one of your emails here? I was trying to pull up, well, I don't have it in front of me, but I was trying to pull up one of your emails. But the people that she has on her email list, like she just said, are people that she's already connected to, people that one time or another agreed to receive information from her, and they are not using it now, so she's doing a cleaning. Okay, but and that was going to go into where I was going to go, is that email marketing takes work. So if you have the work and the time to do the work, cool. I personally don't have that time to do the work. So that's another reason why it's low on my totem pole. It does take work to keep your email updated and clean, and you don't want to continue to send it to people who are just not plain interested. You know, because some people like to think that you know, I have 10,000 flyers. If I get it to 10,000 people, 10,000 people will come to my concert.
No.
But how about you take 500 flyers, give them to 500 people who you know you and your music, and like and have bought from you perhaps, and like what you do, and give it to those 500. Wouldn't you rather send it to 500 people who you might end up getting 300 to 400 people than to send it to 10,000 and maybe get 100? It just doesn't make any sense. It just won't work. And it goes back to what we said earlier about targeting your audience. You have to target your audience. And people will, you know, and like the constant contact that Tracy spoke of, that they have a good a mechanism built in to where if people unsubscribe or bounce back or whatever, you know, she knows it and she knows take them off her list.
Yes.
So that's something, if you want to do email, you do have to get into some kind of service like that. And you do have to do the work. Okay. And me personally, I don't like doing the work, but some people do. So that's why it was low on my list. But I put it on the list because some people, like I said, it's effective to some people. Some people live by it and say, this is it. But, you know, it's each individual, whoever wants to go ahead and do that. And I guess the most important thing I want to drive home is that you don't keep sending emails. Don't send email to people who have not agreed to receive your advertisement. That's basically what I'm getting at.
That's where you get into spam. That's spammy.
Yeah. And you don't want your business to be listed as a spammer, because there are sites out there that actually will list your business as collecting spam or giving out spam. They do that.
Yeah. Now also, we got about 15 minutes here left on the call, so I want you to go.
Well, I'm done.
Some offers that you have for the women who may be interested in your services. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody's button, because in the last 10 minutes, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. So go ahead and what offers do you have for us?
Okay, so I was trying to sit here and figure out what we can do. I talked to Tracy about some things, and I do believe that as time goes on that I'm going to have some different things to offer, but I had to really take into consideration the time that it takes to put these sites together, because the sites that we do here are not templates, unless you order the template service, because we do have that too. But the sites that we do here are custom, so we don't use templates, so it does take a lot of time. So I was trying to figure out what to do. So what I can offer you at this time on this call is that we have different packages, and if you haven't looked at our site, griosites.com, write that down: G as in girl, R as in Robert, I-O, T as in Tom, S as in Sam, I, T as in Tom, E as in egg, S as in Sam.com. So that's griosites.com. And you go there and you can see our custom packages. We have what I want to offer you. We have the studio, and we have the apartment, the studio and apartment, which the studio is a 1-page, the apartment is a 5-page. And what I'm offering to this class, or to Tracy's people, is that you get a free responsive site with any one of those packages that you purchase, either the studio, which is a 1-page, or the apartment, which is a 5-pager. You will get, and because you don't get responsive web properties with any of those. Now, if you don't care about getting responsive, if you don't know what responsive is, that simply means your site will be able to be viewed on any device out there, any cell phone, any iPad, whatever. If it's responsive, it can be viewed in different devices. If you don't have responsive site web property, then it will just be viewed as a regular site, and it's hard to view it inside of people's cell phones. So what we do is, and the reason why you need to know that that is a full package. So when we sell our, let's say we sell our studio for $125, if you want to get a responsive web property to go with that, that's an additional $125, because we have to actually build a whole entire code to go along with the first code that you have there. So what I'm offering today is, instead of if you get the package, instead of you paying for the package plus the responsive, you get the package and the responsive. So you pretty much buy one, get one free. We'll do that. If that's not good for you, or if you want to go with just taking 20% off my packages, you can do that as well. You can take 20% off the packages, and also everything that I'm offering here comes with a free domain name. So if you do that, you get a free domain name for 1 year. You get, if you take the 20% off, you get 20% off of the package that you choose. Or if you take the, let me go back. The 20% off is for the studio or the apartment. If you don't want to take the free mobile site to go with the responsive to go with that, then you can just take 20% off the studio or the apartment. If you want something bigger than that, because we do have different packages that go all the way up to 50 to 100 pages, we'll just give you $100 off any of those other packages up there, and plus you get the domain name to go with that. I'm thinking, Tracy, what do you think about, I'm asking you, what do you think about this, because this is your class, but I'm thinking that's a good starter.
Yes. And I want
to
you
get
to tell
you
them about
going.
any, if you have any payment plans available, payment options.
Oh, payment options. Okay.
Yes,
So payment options, we have a payment option, and it's called the Griot Pay. The Griot Pay is that you get on, you put your down payment, whatever it is, the package that you're getting. And when you go online to the different packages, you'll see what the down payment is. Some down payments are, I think the minimum is $100. But I think the studio is the only one that doesn't have a real down payment, because it's only $125. It's not, but the rest of them have down payments. You can get on the Griot Pay, and the Griot Pay, the difference about the Griot Pay is that you will be assessed a financial fee for taking the payments out. So if you get on the Griot Pay, and let's say if you got the, what we call the house is 20 pages. If you got the house and you need to spread it out over a 5-month period or 6-month period, I think it goes up to 6 months or something like that. When you spread that out, you will get hit with and it's not very much, but it is a small daily financial price, because of course, you got to pay for making us wait a whole 6 months to pay for the package. But if you get on that, you just make your payments every month, and that does not mean that you're not online. While you're making your payments, you're already live. So we still go through the motions of getting you online. You still are online, and you just continue to make your payments until your payments are paid off. Something like buying a house. And once you finish your payments, you will receive something from us saying that you are the proud owner of your web property, which means that if you decide to leave us, you can go and take your web property wherever you want to go, and you don't have to get it rebuilt anymore. You just have to find somewhere else to house it if you don't house it with Griot Sites.
Okay. All right. So I hear buy one, and get the mobile hosting and all of that for free, which is very important because you want your clients. A lot of people, 70% of our clients are looking at us from their phone. We all on our phones. We're not on the computer all the time. And especially if somebody hears about you, somebody word of mouth. Yeah, I got a Yoni Steam over there with Takia, Yoni Blue over there. It was just beautiful. I had a good experience. Girl, you got the website? Oh my God. Then they go right to their phone. Or I'm over there with Sharon. I got Happy Womb, Happy Yoni over there. And girl, we did all kind of stuff. And she did these rituals and all me. And girl, I'm telling you, I just feel so blessed. Where's she at? Let me go. You know, people doing this on the phone. So it's very important that you also have a mobile accessibility with the tablets, phones, and things like that, and that it looks good. The presence looks good. That's very, very important. Sometimes I go to these sites. I'm on the phone trying to look through these sites. Girl, I'm scrolling from left to right, up and down, all trying to read.
Making it big, making it small, yeah.
And then after, I done got frustrated. Hell, I done left. I said I'm going to do it at home. When I get home on the computer, I done forgot. I done start eating. You know, so you don't want to lose that connection. Okay. Also, I heard 20% off of any site. If you don't necessarily want to do the buy one, get the mobile hosting free, you may just want to do 20% off any site. It's $125 Makia for basically a one-page splash page that tells your services and what you do and how they can connect and contact the person, right?
Yes. Now I want to make a correction real quick on what you said. It's 20% off because you have a choice here. Either you get 20% off the studio or the apartment, or you get the free responsive web property instead for the studio or the apartment. If you want anything higher than that, the house, the castle, these other ones, you get $100 off for those. Okay. Yeah.
I got it. All right. So if you want anything higher, say you want 20 pages or more, that would be $100 off of that. So are there any other specials that you have here for our womb ministers, our Yoni Steam practitioners?
You know, if I really sit down and do some real strong thinking, I can probably come up with something. What I have presented to you today is I took what we already offering and I knocked some money off of that to make it, just exclusively for Tracy's people. I should keep saying people, but I don't know what your students, or I don't know what you call them, so I say people. Okay, your sisters. Okay, so what I'm offering, and like I said, and before when I first started presenting this package to you, is that I was really working on trying to find a way to get it to where is a really good deal for you all. At the same time, I can't cut ourselves because we have a waiting list. And a lot of people, and I do have other people that work with me, but everybody that comes to me are coming directly to me because what's happening is that people, when they tell other people about my services here at Grill Sites, they give them my particular name. And so when people contact, I don't want you to do it. I want you to do it. Only you. So my waiting list is really off our waiting list is off the chain. And the beauty part about that is I remember back in the day when I would sit and just always be meditating and thinking, I'll be glad when I get to the point where I have a waiting list. But at the time I wasn't having nobody. I was my own client. And I was just building, I was building sites for myself. And I can't wait till, I was my own client. I had like 50 websites running around out there. I did that for me. And so I would tell myself, I'd be glad when I get a waiting list. Well, guess what, sis? I got a waiting list now, and it's just crazy. But it's in a good way. So what I'm saying to you is that I was trying to find a way to make it exclusive and affordable for our sisters here. At the same time, not cut myself too short because, I still got to do the work and I still have to use from scratch. I can't use a template,
Well, I want to tell you,
on the other hand,
Makia, first of all, you have a valuable product. You just said about the product.
Oh, yeah.
Product quality.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a valuable product and product quality, and I can vouch for that. And all your other people who go through you for web service can vouch for that as well. So you can definitely, put the value of what you feel is valuable, and that's what all of us should do. We should be valuing our services to what we feel is valuable, to where we feel supported and we are happy with the exchange. Do not undervalue yourself. So now, does anybody have any questions for Makia, or have any questions about the online marketing, the presence, the websites, or anything like that? No one has any questions?
Can you repeat is it griot.com?
It's griot sites. G as in girl. Okay, G as in girl, R as in Robert, IO, T as in Tom, and then sites, SITES.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Now, whether you use griot sites or not, I feel like this information was very informative for those of us who are building our brands, who are serving women, who are serious about entering into this business. Serious, because this is a business. Okay, who are very serious about entering into this business and doing it with integrity. So I felt like the information was very important, whether you choose griot sites or not. You have the information here for you to use so that you can make some very lucrative and prosperous decisions.
Can I piggyback real quick, sis?
Yes.
I also want to say, and I agree with her 100%. No matter where you go, what I want to tell you all is that if you still utilize griotsites.com to decide what you want to do, because it is so informative. I really spent years making sure that information was there. So you're going to find information that's going to answer a lot of your questions, because it's set up to educate people. So even if you choose somebody else, you are more than welcome to still come to Griot Sites, use the information, and, kind of make your decision about what you want to do off that information, because it's dangerous out here and there's vultures out here. So you got to be careful. And the last thing I want to say, and I am done, is that if you come to me, please understand I am not a typical regular designer. I actually meditate. I tap into you. I tap into your vibe, and I pull out what you want onto canvas. But what you have to understand is that I have to do it with you. So before you want to get into this, if you contact us, if you want to get into this with me, please understand I need your undivided attention, because if you want me to tap into you, I have to be able to know about you and about what what you're doing. And so therefore, and I run a tight schedule. So if you have stuff that you need to put on your site, or if you have information, or you want to do certain things by certain times, you have to cooperate. And if you're not serious about doing this right now, please do not contact me and sign up for it right now, because it really becomes it becomes chaotic when people sign up now and they're not ready to do it right now. So that's why I'm saying that. So if you're ready to do it right now, then sign up right now, or sign up wherever. No matter where you go, be prepared to work with your designer. Be prepared to be available for your designer, so that your stuff can be what you want. Your site can say what you want it to say, and to reflect you and your business. Thank you.
Okay, well, we want to thank you, Makia, for spending an hour of your time out of your beautiful Sunday to be here with us and to speak with us about our online presence and our marketing.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. You gave us some very great information, and we will take this along with us and build on that. And we most definitely want to tell you much success in your business endeavors, and may you continue to grow and expand as well, dear sister.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Thanks, sisters. Nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Can you give them a number if they would like to call you? Is there a number?
Okay, so if you want to call me, you can. I'm going to give you two numbers, so write both of these numbers down. I'm going to give you my toll-free number first, but I do know that if you go through there, you get our technicians and all these other people there. So that number is 888-600-2011. But if you want to contact my office directly, because I'm here in Phoenix, and so is my technicians, but We're here in Phoenix, but the number directly to me in my office is 623-329-1911. And when you contact me, please remind me that you heard it from this conversation, because I'm only offering this to you all, not offering this to everybody else.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you again, Makia. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Talk to you later, sis.
All right.
Peace.
Okay. How's everybody feeling? I know that was long. I know that was lengthy, but I feel like the information was important for all of us who are developing into our businesses. We need to have this information available, you know. So does anybody, she's off the line now, does anybody have any questions for me, or anything they want to speak of? Everybody good?
Oh, well, I just wanted to run something by you ladies. I don't know if you've heard of this new movement, but it's about natural pads for women.
Everybody's heard about it.
Okay, yeah, but for me, I'm just gonna do that as a additional stream of income for whatever I have coming up. I just wanted to throw that out there if no one had heard of it. So
I'm gonna
I don't
try
know
this
if
on my
anyone...
next one.
Yeah. Well, you know, I feel like the product sounds like the product is really good. But I think my issue with this is that there's men that's talking about feminine health and wellness. We're going right back to men telling us about our bodies. I think that's my issue with the whole thing. That sounds great, but my thing is, why couldn't the brother use his wife? He used his wife to describe it in her period. He used even his daughter to describe it in her period. But she's never come to the forefront. I have not heard any women come up and talk about the product. Only him saying what women have said. So for me, that just doesn't sit all the way right with me. Because now we got men still trying to control our sexuality and our reproduction. That's just where I'm at with it. You know.
Okay.
No.
I actually found out about it on Instagram. It's actually two different ladies that I found on Instagram that sell them. So that's kind of how I found out about it. So I just went to the store. I was like, I'm gonna try it on my next cycle. So
yeah. So also I know another thing that they want you to have teams involved in order for you to buy into the company. So it's not like you can just go get wholesale. So what I'm hearing is there's some pyramid stuff going on here. Nothing wrong with pyramid. They got a bunch of pyramid stuff going on, but it's a downline thing. It's I'm at the top here, and then I recruit you, you recruit that one, you recruit that one, and based on how many people you recruit, that's when you start making your money. Me personally, I want to make my money directly from the consumer. I'm not going to go through no downlines, none of that. Now, if it was a way that we could possibly get those products wholesale and then resell them to our clients and customers, that would be much easier. Yeah. But doing this whole team thing, no, because I'm not building a team for me. I'm into building that for them.
Yeah,
right.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. You're right about that.
Yeah,
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
So, but the product sounds great. I mean, he's selling the hell out that product. Baby, he made it try. But when he said the lady kept it on for 24 hours, I was like, damn, nigga. For 24 hours, about no smell. What? 24 hours? I was like, damn, that's kind of wrong, huh?
I can't stand her.
But, ooh, I want to try it. Ooh, not for 24 hours. So I'm going to change at some point.
Really?
Okay. So anything else? But Ayana, if you get into that, let us know how it goes. I mean, you know.
Okay. I mean, I already signed up, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just didn't know if anyone else had heard of it because I do like the product. I love the product.
Yeah.
So and I think it would go well with what some of us are doing.
Yes. Now, if they get into wholesale, well, we can go and buy the product. You know, if we can resell it, I'm in.
You can buy it in China.
Okay, Kim.
Who said that?
Kim,
me.
Come on, that's Kim. Maybe
who is me?
No, because Kim. It's Kim.
Oh, Kim. Kim.
Kim
Okay.
Hustle gonna find it. Kim
No,
Hustle gonna find it. You hear me? So, all right, let's talk about how we can get these products in China, the same page,
Right.
doing the same things, and we can resell. Let's go.
you can, because they have them in my supplier, my pearl supplier. She's
Okay.
been trying to get me to sell them pads for like a whole year now, I want to say. But they got them, and it's got the ionic pads. So when it was presented to me, I looked at it. I said, oh, they just changed the name or whatever, but these the same pads you can get in China on eBay. Go to eBay, look up China Herbs. That's my
eBay.
pearl supplier.
China
Yes.
Herbs.
And they have those pads. They in Chinese letters, but my supplier, you can get the pearls.
Packaging.
Yep, you could change the packaging. So she might let you change the packaging on those pads too.
Yes.
And they're not that much.
So what's
I
the name of
just-
the pads, Kim?
It's I have to look it up. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me look it.
Okay.
Let me look on my app, because I just literally ordered them the other day. I'm like, let me just try them myself.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
talking so
That's why I'm
cheap
glad I
about
brought
the
it to the group. That's why I'm glad I brought it to the group,
Yes.
because we got to use each other and utilize our resources.
Yes, but that's what we do. That's what I love to
Uh-huh.
promote. We that's what we do. When we find things out, we tell each other. It's enough out here for everybody, honey. We all gonna eat.
Right.
Exactly. But it won't let me open the
it's
picture to save
Put it in
for
the
you
group.
all. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, eBay China Herbs.
That's what I'll do.
Supplier.
China Herbs is the name of the supplier, but
Okay.
yep. And they weren't that much. I think it was like $23 for 500 or something. I'm not for sure, but
Great. 500 individuals or a pack? Come on.
it was like maybe 5 packs of something. I'm sorry, don't misquote me, but it was a bunch of them for like 23. I am. I'm gonna send it as soon as we get off of here. I'm gonna send it, y'all.
Put it in the group. Okay. Thank you so much for that information, Kim, because I was talking to Dr. Esha and she had said the same thing. She was like, we can buy them pads over in China. We don't need them men telling us about our period.
Right.
We was having a big old heated discussion. And we were
Yeah.
talking about, well, why he didn't have his wife up there?
Right.
He was talking about his wife period and she ain't even up there confirming. It just didn't make good sense to me. He telling all his wife business.
Yeah.
He was selling the hell out the pads though. Okay. Anything else anybody want to discuss really quick, briefly before we get off? And by the way, this call is recorded.
You all know anybody else that sells the crystal eggs? Because ever since it's gotten on the Housewives thing, yeah, they've been selling out everywhere.
Yes,
Like for long.
Our supplier is I have one in India and I have one in China. And me and Kim have one. We share one, and her name is Sarah Bark. Is it Sarah Bark?
Yeah, Sarah.
Sarah Bark at what? Go ahead and give them that email address, Kim.
I'll put that in the group too, y'all.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah.
As soon as we get off.
Now you got to understand, she sells quantity. So
yes.
Yeah, she sells quantity. So if you like trying to get more than like 30 or 40 eggs, then you need to go to her. If you only doing less than 10 or something, don't it's
You can get 10 at a time, Tracy.
Yeah. Oh, you can.
Yeah, 10 at a time is her minimum.
Oh, okay, because
Okay.
I remember it was a time she wasn't doing it like that. Okay, good.
Oh.
Okay,
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay, anybody else? And see, that's why it's so important to go check in on that group, because we have a lot of information there. Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything they want to say before we end the call?
Yeah, some girl I was watching on Instagram, I follow her, and she always has like these shiny eggs. I'm trying to find it real fast. And she be trying to sell them like this blue gold stone.
I wouldn't use that because of the gold in it.
Yeah, it has copper in it.
Yeah, a lot of the egg, every egg is cannot be for internal use.
Right.
Please go online. I think I put a link up in the group about a month ago about all the ones that should not be used for internal use. So go search the group. I'll try to find it and bring it up. But a lot of the ice, a lot of the like the selenites and all that should not be used because it has a lot of aluminum. Also, you need to be aware of the hardness of your egg. If your egg is under a 6 in hardness, it should not be inserted in the vagina because that means it's weak and it'll start breaking up.
Yeah.
The
It's just
hard,
crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy how people don't read the
and that's
description.
why I only sell probably 6 eggs. That's all I'm
Yeah.
gonna sell because I've researched them and I know that they're healthy for internal use. I
Yeah.
only sell 6 eggs and I'm cool with that. I'm not trying to go all out the rim, and because I know a woman who put, was it a blue, what's that, Azuli? What's that? You know what I'm talking about, the blue one.
Probably.
Well, anyway, she used it, and all she had was migraines. Once she took it out, she was good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm like, wow. And then too, you don't know what the distributor is lacing these eggs with. You don't know what they're shining them up with. All of your eggs, you should be, but we're going to have a yoni egg class for this group. So we're going to go into that a little bit more. I think that's probably going to be our next class. But, you know, you don't know what they're polishing these eggs with. You need to make sure that you cleansing them. You getting some boiling water, turn the water off, then set the eggs in it. Do not boil the eggs in the water, but make sure you turn the water off and then put it in there. And make sure that some of that debris and that shine and that polish is getting off of those eggs. And then you want to bless them before you give them. Also, they want to program them. They want to set their intentions into it so that they can program them to get any other energies off of it. So that's very important.
Yeah, because I'm like, the description said it has copper in it. I'm like, do people not know what copper is? It's like, are they reading? It's just crazy.
Yeah, and that stuff leaks. They had aluminum pyrate, lapis. It was lapis lazuli. That's what it was, and her head kept hurting, and that's because it's full of pyrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, her head kept hurt. So every egg, you know, it's opening up. The awakening is here where people are using yoni eggs to get into womb health, but it doesn't mean that every egg should be internalized. And we need to know this. So we definitely gonna have a class on that. All right. Anything else, ladies? Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I love you all so much.
Thank you.
Love you too.
Yes, please let me know if there's anything that you need from me. I'm here for you. We will definitely have another class. Be aware that we are going to be having a practitioner's training. It's going to be for teaching. I'm going to be selecting a few people from each group that I want to start teaching. And the requirement is that you already have to have your business up and running, and you already have to be servicing women. And some other things. So that's going to be in August. But however, also in August, we have 3 other classes that I want to get you guys certified in. One of the classes is bereavement doula. Okay, you're going to be certified in bereavement doula. One of the classes is pendulum and chakra balancing and clearing work.
Yay!
And then the 3rd class is going to be on herbal medicines and rituals with our mama, who the owner and the author of Jambalaya. What is mama name? Mama Ifa. She's Ifa. She's about in New Orleans. Me and her so close. I don't know why I can't think of her name right now. But if you know the book Jambalaya, she will also be talking about rituals and herbs and things like that, and things we can do, and tapping into our ancestral medicine, and also removing ancestral trauma. So we have those 3 certifications that will be coming up in August, and I'm also going to be teaching training for instructors. So you can start at least teaching self-care.
Yes, that's what I want.
Okay, so remember, if this is something you really want to do, you have to stay focused. You have to do your own womb work in order to be raised up in this work. You have to do your own womb work, because that's how the goddess will propel you. She will raise you up as you continue to do your own self-care. Okay, so right now it's 2:30. I want to thank Mother Goddess and Father God for our presence today and our divine connection. Thank you for having our speaker Makia come on and give us some valuable information. I want to thank and also have you put your hand in protection and love and guidance over these women that have come on the call today. May they continue to raise the vibration and the healing of the womb and the yoni, and may they continue in the work of feminine health and wellness, and continue to expand and share the knowledge, the wisdom to help heal and transform themselves as well as the lives of others. Ashe, amen, and I woman.
Ashe, a man or woman.
All right, peace and greetings, sis. I love y'all so much. Woo!
Love you too.
Bye, Andrea. So good to see you.
You too.
Bye,
Bye, Malika. Malika, what's wrong, Malika? What's Malika saying? Lord have mercy. All right, bye, Kim. Bye, Twyla. Twyla, you need to call me.
I'm gonna call you. I gotta call you.
Okay, love you, Shamika.
No.
Love you too. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Malika. Malika, don't you start crying. Love y'all.
Love you.
Bye.